No, I just felt like I pulled it and unplugged some of my water.
You're against 5:31, that clock is off, by the way. Call the meeting to order. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First, approval of the minutes for the February 12th board meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for February 12th, 2024 as presented.
I'll support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion's passed. Treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report for December 2023 and January 2024. And February 2024 is presented. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The motion's passed. Okay, under the treasurer's report there, we're gonna have Deputy Straczynski come in and give his report. And then, so he can get his time off.
I just got that sheet I just gave with all what we did for the township, so it's approximately 53 traffic stops just to Mayfield, so.
Any significant harm, robberies, murders?
No, nothing like that.
Okay,
Original, everyday stuff, domestic, stuff like that, more arrests, so.
Do you have any questions for?
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you. Yep. Have a good day. Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next public time, public time. I see you looking, so.
I was waiting for.
I was waiting to see, I didn't necessarily be the first one to jump up. My name's Deb Horan. I am a Burlington Township trustee, but I'm here to represent Citizens for Local Choice. We are a current ballot initiative trying to get on the November 24 ballot to repeal PA 233, Section 8, which is dealing with siting for wind and solar, to put it back in the hands of local officials. At the end of November, it got taken away from local officials and put in the hands of the MPSC, a 3-person board that's appointed by the governor. I just wanted to introduce myself. Myself and Michelle Kile are the county co-captains. We're trying to get out there and get people to sign petitions, hand out petitions, trying to be at as many events as we possibly can. So if you have any questions, we'll be around later. Do you mind if I hand this to the board?
Just good to go. Anything else?
Leslie Getz. I fully realize that you're pretty tired of hearing me speak up at the meetings, and honestly, I'm kind of tired of speaking up as well. I'm not really trying to cause a problem, but I'm very concerned. I and the citizens of Mayfield Township want to be informed about the goings-on in the township, and I really appreciate the deputy's report, because I know that's something that I was kind of curious about, what kind of crime we have going on here. But information continues to be inconsistent. There are laws governing access to the information from government bodies, and I'm going to read a section of the Open Meetings Act. Proposed minutes must be made available for public inspections within 8 days after the applicable meeting. This has not been the case in Mayfield Township. As of this morning, I checked the website, the February minutes were still not on the website. I know I can come in and get them, but it's been my experience when I do stop into the office, oftentimes nobody's able to give me the minutes. I understand there are lots of work going on in the office and it's not always convenient. That's why I kind of rely on the website to get things like that. But I know I've brought this up before, and I really feel it's important to have consistency in information dissemination. Sometimes it's really good, we can get the information. Sometimes, like like last month when I couldn't come to the meeting, I couldn't get the minutes. Also regarding information availability, I will read from the Mayfield Township FOIA procedures and guidelines. It is the policy of Mayfield Township that all persons except those incarcerated, consistent with the Michigan Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, are entitled to full and complete information regarding the affairs of government and the official acts of those who represent them as public officials and employees. The people shall be informed so that they fully participate in the democratic process. The guidelines go on to detail how a FOIA will be processed, including a timeline of 5 business days for a response. On February 9th of this year, I requested a copy of an ordinance. I'm still waiting for that information to be available to me. We, the citizens of Mayfield Township, demand consistent access to information regarding our township governance. We just want to work together and be informed of what's going on. Thank you.
Karen Bershako. I'm a resident of Metamora Township, but my parents live here, and I am very interested in what goes on here. And if it makes you feel better, I've spent a whole lot of time at their house in the past few days, so I feel like a resident here again. So last month, I tried to pass out some papers, but I wasn't allowed to, and it kind of seemed like you made up a rule, Mr. Engelman. I just think that, yeah, and some boards do make that rule that the papers have to go to the chairman first, but like that should be stated ahead of time. It should be on here, on your written policy. You know, let's just be fair. Let's be fair to everybody. I think that would be great. And also, you know, information, I don't know why papers are seen as threatening or anything else. Just passing out information and sharing what's going on here, I think is it's a valuable thing. I also want to say that I also experienced that with a FOIA, that I was not in 5 days that I was notified about anything. I wasn't provided with the information that my FOIA was ready because I wanted to pick it up. So that would be great. And I had detailed last time the misinformation I was given in my FOIA. So I was really disappointed last month when someone who works at the airport had to come and say, hey, can you just get the lights fixed? Right? I've worked in safety situations in my life, and I know how important that is. And heaven forbid we have an emergency here at the airport, and you need those lights. I sure hope that's been resolved. I really do. And then, you know, it's been brought up a few times about the radar signs, and you guys haven't moved on that. Hopefully you will eventually. But I happened to be at the Dryden Township meeting last month, February 13th, and I audio recorded it because you can do that. And I transcribed part of it because what Dryden Police Chief Peters said was, I thought, very applicable. So I'll just share that with you as a neighboring area. So a trustee said, because Peters gave his report, and then the trustee said, hey, and he said, do you have any questions? And the trustee said, I just have kind of a general question. The signs that were put up a couple years ago on Dryden Road on the edge of town that flash the vehicle speeds up. Chief Peters says, oh, the radar signs. The trustee says, oh yeah, the radar signs. I know it really works with me, and I thought, I tend to speed, but when I see the sign, I slow down. What's the overall impression of the effectiveness? Chief Peters says, well, the village purchased and paid for those, and obviously we had talked about it for a long time, and the former DPW supervisor was a big influence in getting those. And if you hadn't noticed, he goes on to say that, yes, he feels that they are effective. Even if they help a little bit, they are effective. So in his opinion, he expressed that, so I just thought I'd share. Thank you.
Anybody else? Brad, do you have anything? Public time over. Next, motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session. Do I have to?
And that is you're allowed to go into closed session for just a few things, one of which is a specific pending litigation. You have 3 pieces of litigation. I've asked that you go into closed session on all 3 of those. So one of those is the conditional rezoning case, the LAI, and the, for lack of a better term, the Joe Stock, I was going to say FOIA, but the Joe Stock request to the Planning Commission.
I made a
second.
motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
You need a
Aye.
roll call. Roll call.
Kyle,
Yes.
Knowlton,
Yes.
Frisch,
Yes.
Engelman,
Yes.
and Schlaud, yes.